So no PTI?
No PTI.
She knows about it, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Morning, Miss Hutcherson. It's Hutcherson. So you no interest in doing the PTI program?
She's currently in the
You're wrong.
PTI
She was
program.
just
She's
removed from
terminated.
Oh, she was removed? Oh,
Yes. I didn't have a.
got it. No, yeah, too late. Okay, so Ms. Hutcherson, you've worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand, ma'am, yeah, I just see that removed. You need to understand that this DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You need to understand that if you ever get pulled over.
This is one of those moments people underestimate. A DWI isn't just today's problem, it follows you forever. Every future traffic stop becomes higher risk, harsher scrutiny, and less benefit of the doubt. Judges hammer this point because repeat DWIs are where sentences explode fast. Do you think most defendants actually understand this when they plead guilty?
An officer's going to look at your history. They're going to see this DWI. If you smell like alcohol or dope, it's not going to go well. You know, the other thing, what we're doing today, it's not going to, I mean, you're looking at a minimum of 30 days in jail from now on for whatever you pick up. So no more proverbial slaps on the wrist. You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, test on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will stay on your record. You can never take it off. This is what you want to do. How do you plead to the offense, man? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will send you to the agreement. What do you do for a living, man?
I work as a receptionist.
And how much money do you make?
I bring home
I want you to understand something, ma'am, that, you know, DWI is big business. There's a $3,000 surcharge that usually is tacked on when you pick up a DWI. And when you get a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge. And if you don't pay it, you go to jail for every $100 that you owe. You understand? I will waive your fees now. I'm not, it's next time, it's around $7,000 you're going to be walking out. So if you want to get lit, just don't get into a car. $20 a button will take you anywhere you want to go. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Run it. Oh, I have to suspend your license. I'm suspending it for 180 days. You are Aziel Gracia.
Sir.
Mr. Gracia, so
He's charged with, I've never seen this before, Judge, but he's charged with violating a bond condition.
yeah, I mean, I've certainly seen it.
And,
It's either,
It's not a protective order, it's a bond condition.
right, because they can't make the protective order case because it's been more than 61 days,
Had
right?
nothing to do with the protective order, Judge.
So, yeah, right, I get it.
It was a different situation completely. Had nothing to do with family violence.
Get there. So you're charged in violation of a bond condition / protective order. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you. So before we start, was he in a PTI?
This is where everything spirals. Being on bond means you're already on thin ice, and firearms are usually an absolute no-go. Even if someone feels threatened, bond conditions don't bend for fear or bad situations. The law looks at compliance, not intent. Would you have handled this differently if you were in his position?
Is that why this case is 1,000 days old?
Yes, sir. He just has a few BIP classes left to finish the PTI.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
Judge. The officer was dispatched to a business in Harris County, Texas in response to a disturbance. Upon arrival, the officer observed the defendant grab another male aggressively, and the officer conducted a search on the defendant's person and found a loaded gun in the front pocket. The defendant is currently on bond for an assault family violence and has bond conditions in place prohibiting from possessing a firearm.
Yeah, all right. Mr. Gracia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on the bond conditions. State, what's your position as far as he's in a PTI? He's now picked up a new case. Mr. Gracia, I want you to know that we take these bond conditions extremely serious.
Sir,
You don't, though. This is not your first VPO. This is not your first violation of bond condition. You don't get it. No means no. Doesn't mean maybe. Doesn't mean I'm going to a high crime area. No means no. And now there are consequences. Stephen.
Judge, can I tell you a little bit about the case?
Sure.
You know, like, just to explain to you what happened. He was at his business. He owns a trucking company. He hired somebody who he said he took a chance on him because he's has a sketchy record, convicted felon. It didn't work out within a couple of days, so he ended up firing the individual. The individual refused to leave the premises or refused to accept it. So he started threatening him. He went inside. The individual started trying to damage the trucks. So at that point, he was fearful. He went and retrieved a firearm that he knew was hidden in the vehicle. I'm sorry, in there. I understand, Judge. And
It's about the worst thing that you can do. Imagine if you use the firearm. Who gets charged with murder, Mr. Gracia? Who has now dug themselves into a potential 50-year hole? We have a case like that today where a meager argument, someone who's charged with assault is now charged with murder because of a silly ass, stupid ass argument. Now dude is sitting in custody with a $250,000.
And he's been punished at this point, Judge. He's been punished for violating the bond by getting an entire new case on that. So as far as him going into custody for violating the bond condition, I would hope that you would take that into consideration, the fact that he has gotten punished on the bond violation already, and the fact that he's already had to hire a new attorney for two cases at this point, and it's probably going to affect the other case. So I would hope that you would continue supervision on that, just taking that into consideration.
I truly appreciate your position, but you have an assault from 2019 of a family member. The following year, you pick up a violation of a protective order or bond condition. Now you have another assault that they were even, what the hell you're looking over there? Was it Jesus over there? You already have an assault of a family member that was dismissed as it is. You were lucky enough to even have this kind of an agreement where they're willing to dismiss a second assault of a family member, and now you pick up another violation of a bond condition. Eric, he doesn't get it.
I understand, Judge.
You don't get it. And now I have to show you we mean business. I think that you are utter and complete danger to public safety. And I will do everything in my power to protect my public in every single way. Because the last thing I want is you to pick up a murder case like we have here this morning. Someone else goes with you.
Judge, one more thing. There's a bond condition on there that he's not allowed to return to that address. That address is his business. It's his place of business. The other person has no right to that address. So hasn't worked for the last week and a half because there's a bond condition, I'm assuming from the magistrate, that doesn't allow him to go back to that business.
Show me proof.
I'd like to be
Show
able
me
to take
proof.
that.
And, the proper, and you need to advise, the proper way to do things is you call the cops.
I get it, Judge.
Really, I mean, that's, if you own the business, you show it. I mean, how easy would it have been to just call police?
I mean, he has a right to defend his property and.
Not while the case is open. He does, but not in that manner.
It's one of those things where things happen quick and you have to make a decision. And when we're talking about trucks that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and things like that.
911, man, really?
How long do they take to get there, Judge? So
Okay, they will still take his ass to jail, and then, you try to get restitution or whatnot, but
So as far as the bond goes, can you set him a bond today? So
Of course.
And Judge, we've contacted Conrad because it's his case, but I just want to confirm that bond has been revoked for his prior case. Is that correct?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, on the assault, I'm revoking it.
Yes, Judge.
Looks like they set the bond at 20,000 on the new case.
Yes, Judge.
I'm gonna marry.
Because he's already posted that bond, he's already hired me. He hired me on the other case as well. There's a motion to sub in your queue that I need you to sign as well.
I'll sign it for you.
I'd ask that you set that new bond at $500. It's tough for the family, Judge. I mean, At this point, he hasn't worked in 2 weeks. He's trying to get back on his feet. He did everything properly. He didn't go back to the location because of the bond condition.
I'm not doing $500. I mean, I was thinking that was going to mirror the same one. I was put it at
And that would be his
20,000.
next position to mirror.
So he understands that we mean business, you know, if he's unable to bond out, I'm always willing to talk after a couple days, you know, but I want him to understand that we take it absolutely serious. And when you go in over there with a gun with the intent to do some serious damage, hell no, no way, no. And I think that making it 20,000, what the other one is, hopefully it'll get his attention. But like I said, look,
10,000?
like I'm not out for blood, Eric, you know, so if he's unable to, after some time, come back, and I'm not talking weeks, but you know, a couple days, so he realizes that we mean business.
So we're talking about 2 weeks minimum. So would you consider getting 10,000?
Well, remember, I Zoom, so you can be in Abu Dhabi. I'm still, well, here,
His mom's present, so let me talk to her.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
You were Samuel Torres. Mr. Torres, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 14th, 2024, the officers observed the defendant's motor vehicle make a wide right turn at an intersection with a dividing concrete median, accelerate at a high rate of speed from the intersection, failed to maintain a single lane, moving halfway into the center lane before returning to the outside lane, cross over a solid white line into a bike lane before returning to the lane, and the officer observed other cars in the area at the time, rendering the failure to maintain a single lane dangerous to the other motor vehicles. The defendant's motor vehicle stopped at a red light and remained stopped after the light turned green, obstructing traffic, and the officer then initiated a traffic stop once the defendant's motor vehicle finally proceeded through the intersection. The officers had to travel approximately 0.5 miles from the original location as the defendant continued to drive. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and the officer observed bloodshot eyes, an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and the defendant stated he did not immediately pull over because he lives at the apartment complex where the traffic stop was eventually performed and did not want his vehicle towed. The defendant stated he was coming from his sister's house, and the officer observed the defendant using the motor vehicle to regain balance. The defendant stated he had one Long Island liquor drink that he was currently consuming inside the motor vehicle, and the officer found a frozen daiquiri still frozen and half consumed on the passenger side of the floorboard.
So he's drinking while driving?
Yes, Judge. And the officers performed standard field sobriety test, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to breath. The results were 0.151 and 0.160.
Mr. Torres, do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir, I do.
I'm now taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive at all for any reason. And I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand?
Yes,
From
sir.
now on, you'll be taking the Dodge Patas. This is an affidavit that you're going to be signing with me today, promising me. And I don't care what your excuse is. If there's a burning building with 50 kittens you have to save, you get into a car and drive, we will have issues. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I will randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, sir. Any priority to be eyes, Alex? How old are you, sir?
Mid-3.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a mechanic.
How much money do you make a month?
About 24 right now.
Who do you live with?
My wife, my sister, my daughter.
What Who else in the house works?
Just me.
Apply for an appointed lawyer, sir. So help me. Any issue, Mr. Torres, if I set your bond $5,000 to $10,000 and you ain't got anyone to pony up that kind of money, you will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over with. Make wise decisions while you're out there, because if you don't, I'm going to keep you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you mind giving me an application, please? Have you application for an appointed lawyer? I need you to fill out everything. Don't just put zeros, because I'm going to send it right back to you. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. You're going to have to meet with Fleischer for your bond conditions, then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box.
Vasquez, Guillermo.
Jaquan Peterson.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Peterson, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 14th, 2024, the officer was part of a task force with the main focus being hostile street takeovers and racers. A large group of motor vehicles were meeting at the 11700 East Freeway in a parking lot in Harris County, Texas, when the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle enter an area of the parking lot and began to spin his...
Si tú hablas, te pongo en la cárcel. Okay, sorry, please,
Would you like me to start from the beginning, Judge?
please.
Yes, Judge. On November 14th, 2024, the officer was part of a task force with the main focus being hostile street takeovers and racers. A large group of motor vehicles were meeting at the 11700 East Freeway in a parking lot when the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle enter an area of the parking lot and begin to spin his rear tires with a loud screeching noise. The defendant's motor vehicle did several donuts, losing control of the rear end within 10 to 15 feet of other motor vehicles making up the pit. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle complete approximately 2 to 3 donuts, and a traffic stop was initiated. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver and sole occupant, and the defendant admitting to doing donuts.
Run his NCIC. Does he have any other cases like this by chance?
I'll run his NCIC, Your Honor.
Please. Mr. Pearson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you imagine if you start doing these donuts, you hit and kill someone? Who gets charged with murder? These are things you must consider when you're out there in the free world. You think before you act. Think before.
This isn't just a lecture, it's a warning shot. Texas prosecutors now treat street takeovers like organized danger, not dumb fun. Jail time is one thing, but losing your car, that hits instantly. Judges push this hard because one mistake can turn a misdemeanor into a fatal felony. Is cracking down this aggressively the right move, or is it overkill?
Where you speak, because actions may be your last.
And Your Honor, he has no other open cases or criminal history.
Do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have liability insurance in your name? Can you run this license,
It's
please?
eligible, Your Honor.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in activities like this again. No reckless driving, donuts, street takeovers, racing. If I find that you do, the first thing I'm going to do is take your privilege to drive away from you, and the next thing I will do is I will put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
610. The freeways, toll roads, parking lots, this isn't the right way to put. You don't do this over there. And I'm going to tell you now, the Texas legislature has made it extremely easy for DAs across Texas to seize and take cars for individuals who participate in these types of actions. And I've had defendants come here with their cars seized, $50,000 trucks taken because of these types of actions. So be careful out there, because not only can you next time go to jail, but you may lose that very car that you had. Can you follow those conditions, please? No donuts, reckless driving, etc. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, we will have you take a seat in jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir.
Judge Potter, page 16.
Hey. Robert Potter. Mr. Potter, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 17th, 2024, at 1:10 a.m. in the morning, officers conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle after observing it traveling at a high rate of speed, 67 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. Upon contact, the officer observed the defendant to be the driver and sole occupant and observed him with slurred speech, strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and bloodshot, glassy eyes. The defendant admitted to drinking and scored himself as a 5 on a 1 to 10 intoxication scale. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The officer observed the defendant to be disoriented, drowsy, had slow and sluggish reactions, was uncoordinated, unsteady, as well as disoriented during the tests. An inventory search of the defendant's vehicle revealed a 12-pack of 12-ounce Modelo's in the back seat, as well as a 6-pack of 14-ounce Michelob Ultra with 1 container left. The DICs were read and the defendant consented to breath, the results being .097 and .099.
Is there any evidence that he's consuming while he's driving?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Potter, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Do you have valid liability insurance
Yes, sir.
in your name?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? Can you run his license, please? Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond, Mr. Potter, not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, sir?
19.
What do you do for a living?
Gold maker. Work. Never find.
How much money do you make a month? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. I'll get you with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. Be careful. Don't use. I don't care what your excuse is. If I find that you're using, there's a one-way trip. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. Come on.